That looks like that same one
Yeah.
that we saw, assuming this is in a parade. And I mean, I guess that's on the west side because it looks like trolley tracks in the middle.
Yep. This is the east side.
Was a different uniform for them there though. Probably their dress uniform. Well, they got the Badger on it. We haven't seen one with the Badger listing on there. And we saw that one, that's the west side one. That's the dog.
This one we saw.
I think you saw all these, Joe.
We saw all these. These are. We didn't see this one.
That's the original one, that's the 1925. Pere Fire Department. The hook and ladder, that's the one that our guy forgot to duck.
This is west of Pere.
Yeah, you can see the water tower in the background. That was over by where.
Piper's garage.
Right, Rue Piper's garage.
And there's that guy again.
Oh yeah, here we go. This was a parade. There, this was a parade. I'm thinking it was in the 1970s. But there's
so, yeah. 76.
Yeah, 76, yeah. And there's that horn out there. I'm assuming. I'm wondering if the fire department still is in possession of any of that old memorabilia.
I hope so.
I'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
This one we saw.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we have run the gamut.
I think you're in the gamut on that. You had some action ones in there, didn't you? Some actual fires.
In action. There we go.
There you go. These are just some fires of the past.
Oh my.
This was the Jacobs Brother grocery store when they were out on Main, kind of by where Festival Foods is.
Oh, okay.
Their second location that they had.
Second location, I see.
What's that? Shell gas station now?
Yeah.
Where the Shell gas station is. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
That was quite the fire. And
Redance.
this was the Redance going out of business sale. I think there's still some questions on this particular one.
Yeah.
Some of you, I won't go there. It's a 2-year going out of business sale. This is a shot. You can see across the street, you can see the Bilotti sign. So we're taking it from the alley by the old Sisson-Butch, but there's the Bilotti sign back there.
Okay.
The present mayor of De Pere, James Boyd, was in that apartment building next door. He was the only one that had insurance, so that worked out well, because everybody had smoke damage as a result of this conflagration.
It's almost as though he knew it was coming.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh man.
And there's the heap that was left. And if you zoom in, what was the name of the ice cream shop next door? The Fountain.
Yeah.
Next door. Zoom back out. There you go. This is in 1945, January 9th of 1945. This was the Lee Brother General Store fire. It was a tremendous fire. You can see the Schumer's building in the background, which is ironic. We're right at the corner of Broadway and George. And
It's a block from the fire.
Block from the fire. They're hooked up there. I'm sure they hooked up everywhere they could hook up to get water to pump. And the gentleman that is giving some hot chocolate, Doc Lefebvre, is handing out hot chocolate to the firemen in the 10 below zero weather. And there's a shot, it might have been Vi Leininger. This is, I believe, from her collection.
I think it is.
Yeah, she went up on the bridge and took a shot from the bridge looking over toward it.
Oh my.
Can you point to or zoom in on where the Lee building is there, Joel? Just give people perspective there. Right there is the Lee building, right there. And then the fire was actually on the corner, kitty corner from the Union Hotel. And our family lore has it that because of the direction of the wind, there was embers landing on the roof at the Union. So they had about 20 to 25 long-term guests. Well, they set up a bucket brigade. So they had buckets going up the fire escape
Oh
with
my
the
God.
embers as they were landing on the roof of the Union. Go ahead.
That's scary.
That is scary, yeah.
There you go. Oh, this is the A.G. Wells building. This is down on Front Street.
Front Street.
There's a grain storage area right on the corner. I didn't start it, but I happened to be inside that building earlier that morning.
What a coincidence.
But I didn't start it. Don
Yes.
Vissers, I think, was the chief at the time, and a bunch of our friends were down there, and we told them that there was sulfur, because there were still remnants of sulfur down at the sulfur piles where Voyager Park is, and the sulfur was starting to burn down there. So he gave a bunch of us fire extinguishers and said, go put out the sulfur fires.
That man on the top of that ladder up there, that was Chuck Waldschmidt. Remember Chuck?
What was the last name?
Waldschmidt.
Woldschmidt? Chuck Woldschmidt?
W-A-L-D-S-C-H-M-I-D.
Yeah, and is that 100-foot ladder?
That was a 100-foot ladder.
Yeah.
Not that platform, that's the old one, that's.
Okay. Well, that's right, there's no platform up there.
No.
Yeah, that was quite the fire.
Wow.
This is a shot of the Lee Brothers building before it really got totally involved in fire. Right next door is the Zigzag Bar, Ivan's Zigzag Bar there. It was a Hendrix bar at the time. And the bar kept going while the fire was going. And the firemen finally had to go in and say, you gotta get everybody out of here. This building's going down.
Oh, man.
That's when they shut down and the bar across the street doubled their prices.
Wise Polish family across the street.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, put it in the wrong file. What's it doing above the door?
There it is. Now it's fully engrossed there. That you can see it really destroyed the whole building. And you can see the mobile gas station across the street over there, which you probably remember. And it was Hendrix Zigzag Bar before Ivan Montaia took it over and became Ivan's. There's the start of the one on Front Street. There's a little bit of urban redevelopment going on there. Right behind the Standard Station. That was
This
quite
is, it's not the Lawton building because there's the street there, so it's across the street from the Lawton.
Right. Yeah, the building in the foreground is the Lawton building on William Street. But across the street from there is where it was. This is, do we have a date on this? 1948. This is Smith's Men's Clothing fire.
Oh, my God.
And there's that hardware store that dates back to 1848,
The
G.G. Cratch,
G.G.
which Milt Krieger ended up
Over here?
buying him out. No, to the right, where it says G.G. Cratch. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then to the left of Smith's was actually Steckert's meat market. To the left of there, before it became part of Lee's store
Yeah.
at one time or another. You kind of mixed these up for us, didn't you?
Well, I like a challenge.
Yeah. And you can see the, go back to that one. You can see the train depot on the left.
The what?
The train depot over on the left, across the street there.
I did.
The train depot. The train depot, yeah. Right over on the left.
Follow the
There it is.
tracks.
Little train depot. And by the way, that overhang on the building that's burning, that was the way in, right there.
Oh, that
Those were warned
stinks.
how you got into that building. It had been abandoned, I'm gonna guess it had been abandoned for 25 years
Ah, okay.
at a minimum.
So
I think
somebody
the guy
burned
fell
it.
off the ladder, I don't see anybody up there.
Wow.
Yeah, looks like they're using ropes to control it there.
Jeez.
Okay,
Back to the beginning of that, a few action shots there.
takes us to the Union Hotel stories.
Very good.
Oh, that
Yeah, we
was-
did the little background on this. Before Joe and I started doing these programs, just about 20 years ago, it
20
was kind of
years?
pre-computer and what do you call those things that shoot the image up? Overhead, LCD projectors,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
it, right? Before that, I was going around doing a little program with transparencies on the history of the hotel to the different service clubs and stuff, and landed on the board with Joe, and Joe was playing with this fancy thing called a laptop, looking at old pictures. And I said, I think they have a machine that we can hook up to that and pop some pictures up on the wall. And then rest is history on that. But what this is just what I used to do in the pre-computer days with my transparencies. There's a little history of the Union Hotel story here, early history. You can click on it anytime. Yeah, thank you. There we go. This particular photo is from between 1873, you can see the City Hall building, which was built then, and 1883, when the hotel was built.
Oh.
The hotel does not appear to be there, but ironically it is. If you zoom in, that black line that goes across, right? No, zoom in for me. Now pull down this black line right down here. That building right there, now you can zoom back out. Yeah, right there with that window there. That was the original Union House. That was the original Union Hotel. As far as I can tell, there was a hotel in that corner since the 1850s. The earliest reference we have to it is a Dun & Bradstreet bond rating. A Mrs. Powers in 1867 had the building, and it was 5E rated. I have no idea what it means. I'm assuming she was a Civil War widow, being a female owner of the building, and probably renamed it the Union House. At that particular time in the state of Wisconsin, there was probably 30 Union houses. There was one I know for sure in Sturgeon Bay.
It makes sense.
There was one in Green Bay. There was 3 or 4 of them down in the Milwaukee area back in that particular day. So we're looking to the north. The building, the big building on the left there, that would be where the Lawton Foundry is. The Lawton Apartments now is what it is now. And then in the background, you can see the docks way back there. That's the Smith docks. Those would have been to the north of Voyager Park in the picture. And this is a photo pretty much of the grand opening. In fact, this was the grand opening photo. You can see the City Hall building. So this photo's from 1883. Nick Altmeyer was the original owner of the Union Hotel. Little side story, his grandson, Arthur Altmeyer, graduated De Pere High School, class of 1910. Went on to graduate from the University of Wisconsin, ended up in Washington, D.C., working with the Roosevelt administration, and created what we now know as the Social Security Administration. The headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland are the Arthur Altmeyer Social Security Administration Building.
Wow.
I've tried to get 2 different school buildings named after him. One time they said it was too hard to spell. And then the other time they named the one Susie Altmeyer School. That's his first cousin. Their dads were brothers. And I said, why don't we just call it Altmeyer and honor both of them? Well, Susie Altmeyer spells her last name M-E-Y-E-R. Arthur was M-A-Y-E-R. So they went with Susie. Good accommodations, $1 a day. The $1 a day did get you breakfast in the morning and dinner at night. So it's an all-inclusive deal. If you zoom in on the picture, up in the windows, that's the sitting room and the parlor. Those are the wife and daughters of Nick Altmeyer. If you zoom in on the doorway on the bottom left there, it says Altmeyer Bar on there. We know this was the grand opening because the bar room was in there in 1883 and 84. They did an addition and moved the bar into its present location in 1885. Way down at the other side, in a tribute to our fire department thing here, the gentleman standing way on the left there, those are firemen. You can see they have their fire helmets on. They came out for the photo. The gentleman in the foreground here, the guy with the bowler, right there. Ooh, go backward. A little to your left. Now right down. The gentleman on the left with the bowler hat, that is Nick Altmeyer. Those are his sons in front of him. And they brought out some ponies of beer, which kind of kicked the whole celebration off. The city bus came to celebrate also.
Nice.
The last time that you could ever get a free drink at the Union.
And I would bet it wasn't free. And the also, by the way, the building was originally 2 stories tall. The 3rd floor was added on in 1903.
Wow, interesting.
This is a shot I know is from 1884 because if you zoom in on this, you can see the City Hall. The doorway on the far left, right, of the hotel, okay, right there where his hand is there, the 3 windows to the right of that